So, Mom, that's not that bad.
This is the all-purpose
flour. All-purpose. I'm just giving it a little extra spice.
Putting some salt and pepper in it.
Salt and pepper and a little bit of this Italian seasoning. I didn't go nuts with it either. I just got enough to make sure that thing tastes like something.
There he is, man.
Hell yeah.
Hey, Dave.
What? I saw.
How are you, my brother?
I saw enough of the last episode. At one point, you guys mentioned me, and I saw you and Mike looking at each other, and I started thinking, who am I, fucking Voldemort or Beetlejuice now?
To that name you do not say.
What is this already? We're gonna let this heat up a little bit.
Try not to be too crazy with the flour part of it. It gives you that one extra moisture barrier that holds your chicken and keeps it moist.
That's what she said.
Can I ask you a question? Oh, you got chicken. Oh, look at that. Look at the chicken. Can I ask you? Look at
Look at it golden brown.
A few minutes later.
So, we've got a couple of pans that we're gonna start with. The oven is supposed to be preheating to 350. It's up to 210 right now. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and dress these two pans that I have available with the sauce, the mozzarella, and I'm also going to put a little bit of black pepper, salt, and Italian seasoning on it just to season the top of these now that a lot of it got cooked out and left in the bottom of the pan. Very conservative.
I like to have good coverage everywhere because I'm big on symmetry. How do you feel about symmetry, Mike?
Well, I dig it.
I get uncomfortable if I don't have it.
I'm a little OCD.
This is where the magic happens right here.
Action! Okay, so now, hey Siri, set me an alarm for 20 minutes.
Oh, and then it resolves back to the E with that.
Oh, how's it all going tonight, Mike? I mean,
How's what all going?
with the
Who you talking about?
it's Italian, so, huh?
What do you mean by that?
What?
What are you talking about?
Well, really, come
How's
on,
what
man.
going?
No, man, no.
Oh, the cooking.
Yeah.
Oh, the cook's going pretty good.
Few minutes later.
Hey, good looking. What you got cooking? How about cooking some of that shit up for me? I got a hot rock board and a $2 bill, and I know a place right over the hill. Let's try this. Hill. Bring this one out. Hill.
I didn't hear the timer go off.
Well, you know what? The idea of it is, I could put it in for the additional 17 or 7 minutes.
I didn't hear it go off. You must have heard it.
No, I didn't. I'll put it back in.
No, it's okay.
I learned a lesson. You know what? Actually, looking at this, I think you're right.
Yeah, you know.
But at least Mark got the footage of me pulling it out the first time.
That's what she said.
I don't pull out often. And that's primarily because I don't do it often. Oh boy. Happy New Year! Looking back on when I was a little nappy-headed boy.
You gotta do that, Dave.
And my only worry was for Christmas what would be my toy.
Dave go black.
That's what she said.
It's Davey Wonder. Davey Wonder.
You guys are giving me some bad habits.
It's a new year. It's 2025 for our first show back from
The new season.
New season.
Yeah. With Mr. Dave Rhodes, everybody.
Dave Rhodes is with us.
It's great to be back.
Chris will be right back. Tony and the Scotty's with us.
Yes, I am. And look at it.
Chris will be right back. Mark Left is with us.
Hola.
And me, your humble host. Hey, there's Sydney.
There you are. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
We got you some food.
He is there. Chrissy's there. Yeah.
These guys made a absolutely scrumptious looking chicken
It
parmesan.
was Dave. It's all Dave.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, brother.
Yeah.
Sorry I'm late.
We didn't know if you were coming.
That's right. Let's do it.
We got plenty more for you in there.
Yeah, Chrissy.
You've
only
been
get rations-
had in a
You just get
bit.
rations for now. You just get rations for now.
Yeah.
Did you taste the chicken, Mike?
Chrissy, what? Say hello to the people.
like it?
Hello, people.
Fucking melt in your mouth. Delicious.
Wait, we're eating already?
Mike tasted it. Let's all taste the
All right,
chicken.
let's go.
Hey, you can grab lots of Chrissy's if you
I
want
said
to.
that after I took a bite, you know.
Go into that.
We're eating already?
the short end of the stick here, guys.
That's what she said.
We're on stand.
Just like with the meatballs, I have to know, did I deliver or not?
Oh, you delivered.
I'll tell you in a minute.
Wow, that's fantastic. Ooh, perfect. Look at it. If you look at the side section, look, you can see the breading, then the meat, then the sauce, then the cheese.
It really is.
It's fantastic.
So Dave came by tonight. We were talking on the Facebook there, and he says, you know, what's going on with you guys in the show? And I'm like, you know what, Dave? You want to come by and make meatballs? Basically, I said, you know what? I got the meatball game down, but now I need some chicken parmesan game. So Dave says, I got your game for you. So he came over
right
here.
in there
Yeah,
on
but
top
first
of
they
the
said, I just say,
cabinet.
hey, I'm gonna put you in the fucking trunk. You're gonna make a fucking goddamn thing again, okay? You're a fucking mumbling, stuttering little fuck. You know that? That's better than all.
Oh, this is freaking delicious.
Yeah, man.
So let's start.
Glad you like it. Happy
We're
New
gonna
Year.
eat more a little bit.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Give me the shake and
Third
bake, you
season of the
bum.
House Podcast. Can you believe we went this long?
Right?
We had to bring Dave on because, you know, our ratings were sucking.
Who's gonna watch? Who's gonna kid?
Dave was the most rated show we've ever had.
That's right.
Yeah.
Dave has friends he brings in.
So,
And that one didn't even include the meatballs. Or me getting whacked.
So what's the subject here?
well, let's see. Well, we haven't seen Dave in a while, so let's talk about Dave a little. Hey,
going on with
Dave,
that?
how is the band and stuff? What's going on with you lately?
I'll tell you, there's nothing going on with the band lately because two things. The keyboard player, as you know, I think you knew, is Tony Orlando's younger brother, David.
Cassavetes?
Yeah.
David Cassavetes.
Right.
And Tony recently retired from touring, but the point is that Dave got busy helping Tony put together the podcast and all that stuff, and then he's got a bunch of other things going on. And Larry is in the process of moving back from Australia back to Missouri, the Lake of the Ozarks. And what happened was he found out something very interesting, and I hope that I'm not giving away anything too personal for him, but here we go.
Wait, hold on.
His credit rating in Australia is across the frickin' moon because that's how he is and always is.
Like Dr.
But it
Evil.
does not translate to this country. So when he came here and wanted to try to get a mortgage to build his house on property he already owned, they wouldn't even give him the value of his home as collateral to do the new house.
Wow.
And so it's the whole idea of being able to fund the home he wants to build because that's his business outside of music. We ran into that wall and that kept us from being able to keep our 2024 deadline that we wanted to do to make the 25th anniversary of the Audio Vertigo album. And so we still have
25
plans.
years.
We still have plans to complete it, but the plans are put on hold indefinitely. And in the meanwhile, I've also put the plans to continue writing on hold because as busy as they both are with their respective personal lives, they're not able to put anything into
Participate,
the
right.
writing
That's very
process,
cool of
and
you.
I don't want it to just be my record.
Right, I get it. That's fucking sweet. That's very cool, Dave.
I remember a very fun night that I had here with you guys where I sang on some stuff that
man,
you put
awesome.
together.
It was awesome.
It wasn't the best, but it was good. It was fun.
Yes.
And the other thing is that, like with me, I have a creative desire. If someone doesn't have a creative desire or they don't have confidence in their creative desire, they're not going to come to the table with the ideas that they're going to blow your mind, much less their own mind. I have confidence in what it is that I do.
Yes,
I know
you do.
I'm not a great singer, but I know that I have great ideas. So what happened that night that we ended up with on tape, I remember Mark was
You did
like
a better job than
blown
anyone I
away,
could think of.
but I was sitting there going, this is shit compared to a real vocalist with
Right.
real power.
Well,
was great.
Let's
I
keep in
knew
mind,
you- I
everyone, he
know
only
you could
heard
do
the
that.
song 15 minutes prior to him singing
Exactly. Exactly. He manhandled it. Yeah.
You know what got me was that he did the session, never heard the song before,
Never heard it.
right? With listening into it maybe 2 or 3 times, he said, let's go. And we were back drinking in like 20 minutes. The song was done. I was like, that has never happened, right? You bring a singer over and you're studying the song and you're going, I got to do it again. And nothing takes that fast. It just takes, you start the heavy breathing, like, here we go, it's going to be a long night. It always is when you're recording, but this was the fastest thing I ever seen, right? And it wasn't great, it was better. We never had.
He handled it.
But he handled it, right? I mean, there was, definitely come back and do some more changes.
But it was really.
But you nailed that shit so good that we said, fuck, it was going to
Well, but
You know what? That goes to show you that Dave is a true
Let's keep in mind
songwriter
when we're
and a true
saying
musician.
that's right, Chrissy. Let's keep in mind that when we're saying it's not great,
The true musician.
we're thinking about it's not something you'd give to Sony Records or something you'd give to Warner Brothers. But when you came to the point of getting the song down from a dude who only heard it 15 minutes ago before he never even knew what the fuck he was singing, I don't think there's anyone else would have done a better job.
Well,
And let's,
if we polished that up and gave it all the bells and whistles and did all that stuff, it would be.
let
let me add to that thought if I can before we lose that. And that is that what you guys were looking for was to complete the idea and hear whether the idea had the merit that you thought it would have. And that's what a demo is about. And it became a very, very good demo. And it could very well grow and turn into something that would become something that you would hand off to a record
Put it
company.
this way: if they did pilots for demos like that, like they do TV sitcoms, they do a pilot. That one would make it to the at least top 3.
I don't disagree, even though I'm not a big fan of my own voice.
Now, who is? I mean,
who is the person that is the singer that likes every singer hates their voice. I hate mine too when I try to sing.
exactly. I hear myself and I'm like,
I mean,
fucking
I
weird.
think if I had a voice like Wolfman Jack, then maybe I'd be able to sing a little better.
Well, I'll tell you, I never heard Dio say a bad thing about his own voice.
We can be strong. We are fire and stone.
Hold on. Stone fell on my voice.
Yeah, I know.
And I don't mean that in a bad way.
No,
I'm
you
just
don't.
saying,
You don't at
I
all.
don't think that whether it's tone,
It's confidence.
vibrato, confidence.
You know what? You have to be a little tiny guy about the size of a drome. Or what do they call them? A gnome. Gnome.
Thanks a lot for the vote of confidence in there, guys.
Sorry, I've been waiting for them Chinese little things to keep
No,
flying over.
you just put known and dwarf together.
He's gonna chuck a fucking striped cookie.
Let's give credit where credit's due. Tony wrote that song.
Absolutely.
Arranged it and wrote the lyrics, huh?
I did. Thank you.
And that means, it was he was well thought out, knew exactly what he wanted. Dave came in, but boom, bing.
Yeah, he did.
And he did exactly. That's why it went so
Dude,
well.
I used to watch this guy play in the late 80s as a treehouse.
Forget about it.
Okay? His singer, it was now in Lynch Mob. I mean, dude, you guys almost were. If anyone was to go out of this town, it would have been you. Dave's band.
In fact, I got to tell you,
Diamond Rose,
when
yeah.
I say recently, I mean probably 6 months ago, I was blown away because Oni has made more of a footprint on social media lately than ever.
Yes, you're right.
Right.
One day he went out and he
how was
actually
that?
said,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
he said to his audience that follow him and his page, I grew up in South Florida and the first band that I was in was Diamond Rose,
wow,
and we
that's
did all
awesome.
this, and that's where I cut my teeth and started to learn about how I wanted to go and become what I've become.
'cause he
And
was
I was
both,
very happy
right?
to hear that he paid homage to his past, not just because he mentioned us, because nobody knows me or knows any other member of Diamond Rose just from hearing
Well,
Diamond
when
Rose.
you're out there with some serious fangs nowadays, so to speak, you
actually-
cut your teeth pretty good with the Diamond Rose
He didn't
boys.
forget where he
'Cause
came
from. I was just
That's
gonna
right.
say
He's
that.
got fangs, man.
I was just going to say that, Dave. You didn't forget where you
You
came
cut your
from.
teeth, they're
Right.
going to grow.
I went to middle school.
Go, Dave, continue.
I'm just glad. I'm glad to see, because for a lot of years I thought that Oni wasn't owning that part of his past, and I was happy to see that he did it, and he didn't just do it; he did it with joy in his heart.
Yeah, he did
and
it,
it made
and he
me.
wanted
It
to
made
do it.
joy in my heart because
Absolutely.
I've always been out here cheerleading for him ever since I heard Wicked Sensation the first time.
Oh, yeah.
And I continue to cheerlead for him to this day while he's one of Dio's disciples. It's just, I'm just happy for him that he's been able to make the life for himself that he's made. And I was just glad to see that he didn't forget that part.
And he did not, even though he came full circle through the whole situation and then back. And now look at you two here as you stand under God right now.
Before Oni, we had a bunch of guys standing up in front of the stage like this, waiting for the guitar solo. After Oni, we had 3/4 girls and then 25% guys standing like this, waiting for the guitar solo.
I gotta say, Dave, thank you again. Oh my God,
delicious, Dave.
Super delicious. Wow. What do you think, Mike? You suggest we take a little break here and
get a beer.
But first
clean up.
thank Dave because
Clean
he's
up a little
serving
bit.
us Augustus Globe. Augustus Globe, the pride of Matterhorn.
Pride of Dusselheim, the fame of Western Germany, an example for the whole world.
Augustus, how does it make you feel to be the first golden ticket finder?
Hungry.
What did you eat tonight? I ate the microphone too. Dave's chicken was fabulous.
I ate the whole damn thing, but here's the question. The question is now the cameras are off, right?
No.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, no, there goes Dave.
I want to say this with no pressure. I just want to know, so at the end of the day, did everybody truly enjoy it and did I oversell it?
Thank you.
Actually, it was really, really good.
It really was.
I mean, I like a lot of people would say to me, it was that they were like a thinner cut. But even though it was a thick cut, it was very tender.
It was like butter.
Yeah, I never even noticed
It
that.
was like butter. It was so. I know. I ate the whole fucking thing. When I first
Look
looked
at
at it, I
this.
was like, "Oh, that's too chunky for me."
I
And I was
gotta
like,
finish the rest of this. I can buy
Now, Mike, going back to what we were talking about when I first started, that was when you were asking about
Pounding.
why the flour.
"Yeah,
That's the secret. Don't give it up, Dave.
The flour keeps
No,
the
that's why he's
moisture
here.
in.
He's good.
It was hermetically sealed.
He's good.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
all right. We didn't really talk about anything,
We're gonna leave.
but we're gonna take a break."
That's why it's not overdone or anything.
When I come back.
It's a short break. I mean, we're only 20 minutes in here.
For feeling.
We'll be right back after this fine messages.
And the Parmesan a la road was delectable.
I wanna get out.
Look at the layers of the chicken. Fall apart.
Your first amp, $200. Your first strap, $30. Your first guitar, $450.
What if I try it?
Go ahead. Rock and roll, priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. Accepted everywhere music is.
Comes in like that. It's weird.
Yep.
That's it. Yeah.
Sure. Hey, you mind if I fart?
Hello, everybody.
There you
Welcome
go,
back to
Mike.
the house.
Welcome back.
It's a little Toto.
Absolutely.
And we're talking about composing.
A little Toto
writing
can
songs.
cure a lot of your problems in life, people.
And this
And it's good to have
definitely.
Dave with us tonight. 'Cause
Yes, it is.
Wow.
Dave is a strong writer. All right, so here we are.
Great groove.
We're kind of stuffed.
Oh,
Very stuffed.
I mean,
up for.
we're ready for a nap. That was a good meal, man. Actually, I wanted to tell you, we're not really recording a show tonight. We just wanted to come over and make us some food. Thanks, Dave.
Hey,
Nothing in the camera.
All of this is fake. There's no film.
whether I'm getting whacked and thrown in a trunk, making meatballs, making chicken parm, it's all love.
Maybe we should put Jake to the bone on real quick.
I don't mind.
Okay.
What is it?
Jake to the bone.
Jake, Jake to the bone. Toto. You'll enjoy this. This is an instrumental song.
yeah.
Oh, I like instrumentals.
Yeah, it's really great. You're going to love it.
But remind me to talk about why we started with Pamela.
A groove. Oh, yeah.
yeah. Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So, Dave, why did we start with Pamela? Yeah.
Mike is going to explain.
Listen to this song.
Yeah.
About Pamela.
what the show was really gone
Well, we're gonna
into
talk about
tonight.
composing.
Yes,
And
there
that's
we
why I
go.
was talking
There we
about
go.
Right after this tune.
Right.
Yeah, after this.
It's that drummer, man.
You guys are well underrated.
Big time.
It's giving me stank face.
Stank face.
He sounds like a jazz band.
Listen to that bass.
Like, what's that band? Spyro Gyra.
Yeah, it does.
You know, it actually had a Gino Vanelli moment.
It does. Just a moment.
At the end, at the turnaround.
Right. It's so tight, though. It's that drummer, man.
Listen to this turnaround. It gets Gino Vanelli, I'm telling you.
Okay, who's playing bass here?
Brother to brother.
Brother to brother, now we must join our hearts.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh my God, this is Rush.
Yeah.
It is, but it gets really out of hand, and then how they get back to it is really, really very good. It's incredible. Just give us another minute or two, man. It's worth it. Dave, who's on the bass here?
I don't know.
Wow.
I did a Barack.
Here.
You know what, though? This reminds me of why I've started playing music. When I first started, you learn a few songs, cover songs, or whatever. But the best thing was getting together with a drummer and a bass player, and like, especially at that age when you're just learning the guitar, is like to explore the E minor mode or whatever,
Right.
and just go for it and see and roll the record and see what happens. And you come up with all kinds of weird shit, and then you're writing a song. Next thing you know, you got a riff that you're gonna use, and then if not, you're experimenting and you're going, well, I'm never gonna do that again. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it was so fun just to sit in a room and jam for hours.
That is what is known.
Experiment.
That's what is known as the woodshed years.
Yes, I love that. Then you start to write a song because you want to make money, or you want to write a song. Like we were talking about how Mancini wrote "Moon River," Moon River. Right? Was that?
Anytime I hear that song, the only thing I can think of is Chevy Chase getting a digital rectal exam.
Drop your shorts and bend over, Mr. Babar.
We don't want to do that. So, my kidneys feel a lot better in this position. Maybe it's just that I'm not doing any calisthenics. If I did some sit-ups in the morning or bent over like this, I'd probably feel 100% better. Moon River. Whew. Thank you, Doc. You ever serve time?
Moon River.
Well, first of all, Dave, why would we play talking about the Toto song?
Well, because as we decided to, have a little bit of a conversation about composers, the name John Williams naturally came up. And what an awesome composer, and the breadth of his work is much more than, the typical composer that you might think of. And the other one that I would think of would be like David Foster, which is kind of more pop, rock, and even soundtrack related kind of composer. But fantastic. But the thing that tied it into Toto is the fact that Toto has a lead singer that they've had in their band since their 6th album, which is called Fahrenheit. And my favorite album that he sang on so far, which is called the 7th one, which is the next record. His name is Joseph Williams, and he's the son of John Williams.
Oh man, he wrote the words. You know something? If that's John Williams' son, he wrote the words to the Cantina song in the newer Star Wars when that lady, the vocalist is singing. She's got lips on the end of her snout.
I don't know that for a fact, but I can tell you this: I don't doubt it a bit.
Yeah,
and the guy is just like, he's so awesome. Ultra talented beyond just what he does in Toto. I don't think that people really understand the talent.
Oh yeah, like I said,
look who his
Toto's
dad
underrated.
is. His dad is. Oh my God, man.
And when it comes to
gotta be hereditary.
composition, one of the reasons that I think that Pamela was played was because it was highlighting some of Toto's ability to compose over and above the typical Africa or Rosanna type of song, but at the same time still appealing to a pop and rock audience.
And showing their diversity while they're at it.
Absolutely.
That's where most people.
Absolutely right, Dave.
Yeah, they know Toto is Africa and Roseanne, and that was not.
Right. I say you should play a song that's called Falling in Between, because when you hear this song, you would never think in a minute that this was Toto. And by the way, give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you think it sounds like Toto, thumbs up. If you think it doesn't, thumbs down. And that's not a negative. It's just showing that this is not what I would have expected.
Okay, cool.
Now, wait,
Sounds good.
David, Bobby's on vocals?
On this one, actually, they were using Bobby Kimball again. It was later in the career, but they had brought Bobby Kimball back in.
What's Simon?
Oh, so they brought him back.
Phillips on drums?
Simon Phillips is on drums on this.
Okay.
And another guy who's a fantastic musician, Greg Fillinganes, keyboard.
Well, let's hear it.
Let's hear it.
Does not sound like Toto.
Yeah, no, that doesn't sound like Toto.
That's awesome.
It's awesome. No, I would be with you. It does not sound like Toto. No.
Snap the headband.
No.
No, because it doesn't sound like Bobby.
No. Doesn't sound like Toto. No.
What was that?
No, this don't sound like
This sounds like
Dream Theater.
Here, Here with Dave Rose.
It does.
It sounds like Dream Theater.
It sounds like Here, Here.
It does sound like Here, Here.
Sounds like you.
I think kind of Incubus too.
Wow. See, that sounds like Dream Theater right there.
But it's how they put it in the timing. It's not like that's fucking. That lick is fucking really wild.
Check out the break that comes after this.
Wow. There's so many subtones.
Wow, that's really good.
Wow.
What?
This is not Toto. I know.
You're not in Kansas anymore.
Yeah, right?
Wow. Are you kidding me?
No way.
Is that Lukather?
Yeah, it's Lukather. Of course it's Lukather. You can tell it's
That's
Lukather.
nothing but absolute groove.
Yeah,
man.
total groove.
It's just got that swag.
And you never hear about this. Why? Because it's good.
Well, it's because they're too busy playing classic rock. They're all fucking same old classic rock song. Toto, Hold the Line, if at all.
Listen to Steve.
Africa.
Wow.
That's fucking really
Gotta
cool.
be like late 80s or something, right? Or,
No, it's probably more recent than that.
Here we go.
Wow.
got this Egyptian thing going on. Am I saying that right?
Listen to that.
It's all Egyptian minor out.
Yeah.
No way. This sounds totally like Dream Theater.
That's like
What are they
Dream
trying to
Theater.
prove?
That's like Dream Theater.
Really,
kind of
that's what
shit
they're
right
trying to
there.
prove.
Before Dream Theater.
Yeah.
Total Dream Theater out. Like he's writing a Broadway play or something.
I guess they were showing it now.
Yeah, very.
It does.
Very, like, yeah.
theatrical. Yeah, it has that whole thing going on.
But guys, this touches on a lot of things that this show has discussed over the many episodes, and I've watched them all. The idea of a band who has faced as much adversity as TOTO in terms of lawsuits, lineup changes, bad publicity because of people saying you're yacht rock or you're not rock or whatever. But the idea of it is that this band has proven to me that from a composition standpoint, they have continuously reinvented themselves with little or no care for what the community of potential record buyers or consumers care about, because they are caring about their art form. And those like me and now us here at this tribal table, we understand and respect and appreciate what it is that they're doing, and we don't care whether or not it was going to go gold, silver, aluminum, platinum.
With the times or changing, the sound
neither do they, Dave.
No.
And neither did they.
True to themselves.
Yeah.
True to themselves.
And I mean, to me,
absolutely.
That's
I didn't know they had such adversity. I know Lukather, I thought had a really great career. I mean, he's been a writer for a lot of things.
He plays a lot of studio stuff you don't even know you're listening to, and it's Steve.
I know he's underrated.
Yeah,
he was on
studio
Beat It,
player.
wasn't he? He did the lead on Beat It. But they said it was Van Halen.
No, he played on it.
Van Halen
but
did it.
he also did play on Beat It.
He did the rhythm, yeah.
Yeah, it's just me going. And all the... Well, I prefer...
As much as we heard Steve Lukather play on, I don't know, let's just say...
I know he scored some movies.
Whether it, even pop music, because he was the Michael McDonald of guitar during that time.
That's why you never thought,
And so, like, whether he was playing on an Olivia Newton-John track, or he was playing on a Tubes track, or he was playing on... Like, I don't know if you guys knew this.
I love the Tubes.
And you may have, but the song Dirty Laundry from Don Henley, there's 2 guitar solos in that.
No way.
One guitar solo in that
him.
is Joe Walsh, and the other one is Steve Lukather.
Wow. Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a great song.
My point is that Steve Lukather, his reputation is that he made his bones as a lead guitar player playing on other people's music, but the truth is he made it as a rhythm guitar player.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
See, now that's Walsh.
Yeah, there it is.
That's total Walsh.
Joe Walsh was a very sloppy guitar player.
No, he wasn't.
He's awesome. I loved
He's
him.
awesome, but he's got that.
He was a true musician.
I know, but I'm saying he's got that sloppy.
I know what you mean, Chrissy.
Joe Walsh alone is 40% of the soundtrack of all of our lives.
Exactly.
Dude, I agree.
I love this guy. He said such beautiful things come out of his mouth.
That's awesome. I'll agree with that.
The truth. He's so
and between the James Gang and the Eagles and his solo, this is Joe Walsh right here.
Right here. Funk 49, first song you ever fucking learned.
This is Joe Walsh?
Yep.
Yeah, that's Joe Walsh.
Yeah. Okay.
He's got more of that smooth going into it.
What's he doing? A really weird spider walking shit. Awesome.
It's all delay shit.
You guys see him in the background?
This is great what they did here. That's such a cool. Yeah, that's it. That was Joe stretching the string right there.
That's Joe. Now, after this verse, there's going to be the Steve. All right, classic Steve Lukather coming right now.
Yeah, here we go. Totally different guitar soloist. You can tell.
Slide it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Now I know. I never knew that.
Yeah. Right? You would never think that. It's like totally
He's only played 5 notes. Wait.
I know that. Wow.
Here you go.
That's like White Snake shit right there.
He borrowed a little bit from the end of Rosanna.
Ripping. Wow, listen to Ed. He goes
That's
nuts.
badass.
That's cool.
You can tell. I never knew that either.
Wow. Thank you. The more you know.
He's got the rubber face when he
What that is despite the fact that I've quit drinking, I still have the facial expressions that I had when I was a drinker.
What is he Joe Walsh when he quit cocaine? What was that?
Oh yeah, he was like, I was very fond of cocaine at one time, and then I chased it, and you chase it, and it works for a while. and then it stops working,
There goes
and you
Tony.
keep chasing it.
Yeah, he sounds just like.
So,
dude, watch the Eagles interview, or the Eagles documentary.
And I chased it for years and years.
Just to make this kind of final closing point about this, I watched a documentary recently about the whole yacht rock phenomenon and how it became a thing long after all these artists were doing their thing. Somebody else deemed it yacht rock and kind of created this genre.
What's wrong with that name,
But the point is that although it's kind of a punchline, there are so many great songs and composers, again, in the soundtrack of our life that came from this yacht rock
I call
genre.
it the Magic 102. Remember Magic 102 music?
You're right, Dave. There is. And
Absolutely. I don't care how much anybody wants to either make fun of or say that it's overplayed. I will listen to What a Fool Believes every time it comes on, and This Is It from Kenny Loggins.
too.
And by the way,
and don't forget Leo Sayer.
Yes, but let me tell you, while I'm on a roll here, teaching you guys things that you didn't know. Let's find out if this falls into that same category.
All right.
The very first time that Michael McDonald got together with Kenny Loggins to write a song, Kenny Loggins came to Michael McDonald's home. And as Kenny Loggins was standing out on the front porch, he heard Michael McDonald playing the intro to What a Fool Believes. Wow. And Michael McDonald had no intention of playing that song for him because he thought it sounded too, poppy and like even
too poppy for Loggins.
Well, yeah, because I mean, when you stop and think that that Loggins wrote the Pooh Corner with Loggins and Messina, and he wrote the song Gonna be alright, even though we ain't got money. Oh, okay. He wrote that song when he was 17 years old for Loggins and Messina. I mean, that's the kind of song that takes a person who's lived on this earth, a lot longer than 17 years to have that wisdom. But my point is that Michael McDonald heard Kenny Loggins from his porch heard the beginning of What a Fool Believes, and he came in and he said, no, play that other song. And he played what Michael McDonald thought he wouldn't want to hear. And when he got to it, Kenny Loggins had the next part. They worked it out. It came together. They were afraid to write another song together because of the sophomore curse. Wow. When they finally got together again to write a second song, their second song was This Is It. Wow. And it was about Kenny Loggins' dad being in the hospital fighting some kind of an illness. And Kenny was trying to say to him, this time it's all on you. This is it. Let's make it work.
Oh, wow.
Here we go. That's a fact.
That's awesome story.
That's deep shit.
Now, do take that to the bank, okay?
Yeah,
put that in your pipe and smoke it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to take you to the bank.
As we were talking about that, Steve Lukather was the Michael McDonald on guitar for that period.
That's right.
Michael McDonald, I can tell you right now, between Steely Dan, again, Olivia Newton-John. I mean, it's endless the number of artists he was on their record, and that they called him in specifically because they wanted their brand of music to have that Michael McDonald tag on it. And I'm telling you right now, you don't even have to put out a resume when that's the way it's working.
No, you don't. Yeah, you got that. You got it. You got everything going for you. Your name speaks for itself. They don't need to see the prerequisites.
He absolutely, without losing a whole lot of fans, turned the Doobie Brothers ship 180 degrees when he joined the band. And I believe personally that he kept the level of quality of their music up as high or higher than it had ever been.
Yeah, Olivia Newton-John was the shit, dude.
Yeah.
What's that?
And if you listen to the chord changes in these songs, they're really good, man.
I'm sure you did, Chrissy. Thanks for ruining everything.
Right? While we're being vulnerable with Olivia Newton-John, I'm going to tell you right now, one of my favorite songs from her ever was the song Magic.
Yeah.
It had
absolutely.
It had chords and it had harmonics. It had melodies, things I had never heard before that.
I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah. And by the way, is anybody here a fan of the original Dune movie?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because Toto did the soundtrack for that musically. If you didn't know, next time you watch it, pay attention.
Does he mean the one with Kyle MacLachlan?
This is the one. You're right.
Yeah.
I love this fucking song.
This is my
making it
again.
Come take my hand. You should know me. I've always been in your mind. You know I will be kind. I'll be guided.
Sounds like a fake drummer,
No.
right?
It's in the bass line.
No, it's the bass. That's
Yes.
No other road to
It's in the chords.
It's the way they
You don't know
mix
where
it.
they're going.
I don't know what tuning they're doing for those harmonics to work like this.
You mean?
It's the bass line, but
Yeah.
it works.
we are magic. Nothing can stand in our way.
Yeah, the way they're using these fucking these instruments, they're no guitar. Like the bass is not.
If you notice how they got reverb on
There's some
the floor
different
toms. Listen to the floor toms. They got reverb on them.
It's a mechanical drum.
Here's the payoff.
Yeah, it sounds like a pad.
There's like 3 or 4 voicings going on at the same.
Probably not though. So early.
When it goes back into the verse, listen to those harmonics.
There's no denying
No, I think it might be real drums.
voice
I don't get it.
is just amazing.
Right here.
No denying.
Just those chords.
Yeah, they're.
It's almost like
It's
they're
gotta have two-
It's like they're cutting them in. They're splicing
cutting
them in
because they're not going to find them on one tuning.
Right.
So they had to go doom boom, doom boom. Yeah.
But my overarching point was that we don't have to listen to this whole song, but that it is an example of a great song that was from that catalog. Just like I can sit down and listen to an entire catalog of the Carpenters and have a bunch of songs that I would say I wouldn't want my friends to know that I love this, but the truth is that I love it, and it makes me feel good.
Now, Mike,
I do too.
if we go skip out of this and jump right to that Lionel Richie crap, what was going on there?
Well, by the way,
Lionel
Steve
Richie.
Lukather was big in the Lionel Richie
And that,
soundtrack too.
Say
wait a
me
second.
or say you, say me.
What's that? Oh yeah,
song?
Say You, Say Me. I used to.
And then in the middle of that song, there's a weird that part that they go into. It doesn't fit anything in the song, but two measures.
Yeah.
I used to.
and
There's
they're out
that
of
totally out of.
I used to
whack.
pretend to give
They
Smitty.
wash their hands with it.
Smitty.
They're out.
I used to pretend to give Smitty English lessons, and I would be like, "Okay, Smitty, listen to me." You
Save me. He must be cracked up
for
when you do-
always. Okay, hold on.
That's
Here we
funny.
go. Your turn. Your turn again. Now. He would say together, and I go, no, it together. I busted his balls.
Say
We had
it
a lot of
together,
we had a
right.
lot of fun
Just
on
the
that.
word it. Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
He probably uses that one to this day.
He probably does, because that's a very good one.
Wherever he is.
Yeah, where is he?
This song is so terrible.
It's so
Yeah.
Well, you know what I think is we said this. I said this before.
talked about
When they
it.
do
It is.
when they do go into that completely different upbeat that has nothing to do with
That's
this
what
song.
we're saying.
I bet the producer said,
Yeah,
you know
we
what?
talked about that.
Everyone's
Yeah.
falling asleep right now.
Change it up.
Yeah, it's just about time now that you do this, and maybe it'll help for your
it'd
head.
be
You know,
like-
maybe it'll help you. You know, because
Right.
after you, we got
it's coming up.
we got to get your advice on Dave since
On
we're
this
talking
change.
about composing and
Yeah, this is
we're talking
composing.
about writing.
Why would
And
they do
why
this?
would you do this? Not only why, would you do it? I mean, it's such an extreme thing.
As horrible as the song is,
And-
he's a great singer, but
And how everybody else would probably react to this.
This
This is not-
was all about. This song to me was all about money. It wasn't about a compositional expertise.
Right now, watch.
Unfortunately, they're really
here we
good.
go.
Here it comes.
Right here. I mean, why? I always wonder why this does this.
Remember what Joe Walsh said about cocaine?
Yeah.
This is a cocaine moment.
Hello, Dave. Lionel! We all have writer's block, you know? But that's my fucking song. That's my fucking song. You understand what I'm saying?
Bring it back down.
Well, they gotta bring it back down to the boring tempo again.
Here we go, Dave.
Dave,
Fall
where we
asleep.
going?
I crashed already.
Fucking
All right, get rid of it.
All right.
I mean, it's just
Get rid of it.
Enough of that.
Why do you think they put that in there?
I don't know.
Do you think that maybe
but
one
it's
of the
composing,
producers
you
or
know
the
what?
engineer might have said,
No.
it needs a hook, it needs something, and then they
No.
just threw that, because that's not working for
You
that
could
song.
be right. It could have been.
There was no producer at that time that wanted to keep their job that ever would have signed off on that.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, it's,
And I'm saying the part itself isn't bad in the
No.
right song,
No.
but in that
In
song,
that song,
had no
it
business.
does.
I like that song. No. I love that song. That's one of my favorite songs. I love singing that song. Love that song. Get your own song.
So I'm not recommending that we go back in time,
No.
but it would require that if you guys were to indulge me. Has anybody here ever heard the Carpenters' Christmas Portrait song that opens their record? It's all vocal, and it's called It Came Up on a Midnight Clear. And it is an incredibly composed piece of vocals that has that like most complex and unique Carpenters
That's
harmonies.
incredible, man. See, that's the shit. That's the real music, dude. I mean, come on. These people, the Carpenters, dude, they just don't write them like that anymore.
It was real because everybody was playing their instrument, and
Or
they had to be
singing
top
like
notch.
this.
Like even with the Mancini thing, everyone in that that little stage there that had recorded all those parts, they did that shit live. Pretty much. It wasn't separately recorded.
Right.
On the
That's good.
oboe and
Thank
the
you.
There was no
Everything was-
overdubbing. There was no
it's
cutting
right there
in.
with a couple of microphones.
It's either you were or you weren't.
You were.
Yeah.
Thank you, Marcus.
and that's another thing.
Look at
He
this.
actually chose all his musicians.
Okay,
and
listen.
picked them.
We're gonna take a moment of silence now and listen to this.
Yeah, just for a little bit.
Zip it.
Came upon a midnight clear, that glorious song of old. From angels' band,
Wow,
that's vocals.
hear the earth.
Oh, goodness.
To touch their harps go to touch their harps of
Get the fuck
to
out of
touch
here.
their harps of gold.
That's some serious harmony.
So that's the end of that part. You can feel free to flip that off.
I've never heard
But I
voices
just
do
wanted you to
chords
hear
like
because
that.
the idea there is that they took voices and decided to make some of them into tubas, some of them into bassoons, some of them
That
into
low,
baritones.
You can feel that shit.
And it was the way that it was put together was so well put together that you could never just get like
That's
say
real.
4 people corralled around a microphone and say, let's try to make something interesting. No, it had to be written the way you were describing the way that Mancini did this stuff.
Right, that's his point. Okay, right. It
I
had
see.
to be orchestrated out as it was a
Exact
separate
orchestrated.
instrument. Right, orchestrated.
And the fact that it only took 60 seconds doesn't mean that it didn't take 7 weeks
to
to
do
write
that.
worth
Right,
of like
learn it and
full
get it. Oh,
heart
my God.
involved.
How many vocals was that?
I want to say that had to have been at least 12 voices.
Yeah, I would
and that's
say
not
about
overdone.
that.
And that doesn't even include when they doubled and tripled.
Right, that's
That
for sure.
sure the fuck ain't no auto-tune.
No auto-tune, Chrissy. Yeah.
No, there's no auto tune.
Sing a song. Sing out loud. Sing out.
But you see, it's
But
just
it's so-
piano.
Just listen to it.
Delicate. It's like an angel.
It's well made.
Now strings.
Sing of happy,
You know what I'm saying?
not
It's well made.
Honest.
And it's meant to emote emotion.
Listen to how
and it
it's
doesn't.
built.
It doesn't.
Make it simple.
But I think it was just so honest.
It's so honest.
It is.
And real.
You can hear the honesty.
And his heartbreak's there because she died. So you're like,
Well, and the other thing
so
is,
there's your emotion.
the other thing is,
In a tragic way.
In a very tragic
absolutely. But even before she died, there was something about it that to some people, back in those days when I lived it real time, about Neil Diamond and the Carpenters, that was kind of queer compared to the rest of popular music. But they have stood the test of time to the point that I no longer look at them as queer.
For that time.
For that time.
You're right. No,
as compared to the others that had that
Love on the
non-queer
Rocks.
feel.
That was my fucking song.
That was a great song.
Great
That was a
song.
great
On the
song.
Rocks. We're coming to America.
And also, no, September Morn was another great song.
September morning.
You know what it was?
And there was another one.
Following that's like the Grateful Dead.
How about this? I Am, I Said. And there's one that nobody knows, but it is so unique. It's called I Am the Lion. Hey, hey,
I've heard
hey, Babala-dingo.
He wrote that.
Hey,
Who's this? Neil Diamond?
Yes.
Yeah.
I heard this song when I was
never
just a
heard it.
kid, and I was like, I don't even understand this shit.
What?
And I watched Captain Kangaroo.
No, awesome.
That's it. That's it.
I've never heard this.
I see old Diamond.
There was a flood,
Yeah, that's him. You can hear that.
and many poor men were killed.
That's him.
That's definitely Neil Diamond.
It's like Jim Morrison if he was on it. If Jim Morrison was on mescaline instead of mushrooms. Hold my place. I'll be right back. I gotta pee.
Shut up, all of you. Nobody move. Stay where you are, everybody. What is it? I have to go to the can again. I don't want to miss nothing.
Here's what I wanted to conclude on the whole thing, because I'm talking to a couple of professionals right now. I said a couple.
That would be you, Chrissy.
Do you want to hold hands?
I'm out.
Do you want to hold hands while he's
I'm
talking
out.
about?
Me and Mark are out. We're out. We're out.
Stop,
No,
David.
but I'm saying,
blushing.
because Dave said something earlier that was kind of profound, and it made me think, like, even with this stuff, and this is why I keep bringing it up, it's like I'm so amazed at how some one person could sit there and write out what exactly he wants to hear,
Right.
and have everyone play it, even down to the guitar solo,
Yeah,
and some of that
I
shit.
don't
That
have
just
that.
fucking amazes the shit out of me.
I
but
agree.
then you meet someone like this guy, who knows exactly what solo he wants to play.
Yeah, I know.
He
I do
already
know
does.
that. I do
You know what I
know
mean?
that. Yeah.
And it's mapped out in his head. And then this guy over here, the same story. You know what I mean? It's God given or something.
Yes.
Because they know what they want to hear. I'm more of a like if I
Free
hey,
jam?
that sounds pretty good.
Free jam?
Let's put that in there. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
Yeah,
That's
no.
why I'm so blown away by Mancini. It's because it's like, you know,
It's well written.
The guy,
But he
the
hears
tuba
all of
player
it.
is not going, what if I do this? No,
No, I got you squared away. He already knows what he's going to
Yeah, he's already
You know what I
treated.
mean?
Right.
Just play this. Yeah.
Is that what's going on there?
Yeah.
Because you
Yeah,
know, it
man.
sounds to me like they're vibing on something, but
Yes.
they might not be.
So if I
It's
may,
already well planned out, yeah.
That's
and I
a
think
great
it's
point,
a God-given point.
Yes, you
Go
That
ahead.
God-given thing to have, and you should be proud of that.
For me, as a composer and a writer, I will hear the songs in my brain as though I were listening to a radio. And then my job, as I've accepted it in my life, is to work with people that can help me to make that song that I'm hearing on
close
the
to
radio
that as possible.
I
come
never met
out
anyone.
on a
That's
recording.
amazing, dude.
Wow.
That is-
And
is amazing.
I never thought that was amazing because to me, I always thought that was the way that
And I'm a
everybody.
guitar player. I'm
Well,
a musician.
yeah.
I'm not a schlub here.
You would think that.
No, you're not. You're not a schlup for sure.
But I don't never. It's always a group effort made with me.
But regardless of you know where a riff comes from or where
Like I'll bounce
a
off
full
people.
song comes from, in
I'm at my
my
best when I
mind,
do-
I just always heard it as though I was listening to it on a stereo.
Yeah, so you're just-
and I had to try to
you're
find the
pu- you're
people to
pulling it
chase
in. You're pulling it
chase
in.
that idea down until
you
we
hear
got it
something,
right.
and you that's amazing.
That is amazing.
So Dave, were you musically trained, or did you
No.
Yeah, how'd you
come from a
learn?
family of
I'm
musicians?
an-
Learn by ear.
I'm totally an ear guy.
Ear guy.
Yeah.
No way.
Really? That's awesome.
That's incredible. dude.
Yeah.
Born with it.
Feel it.
Yeah, that's born with it.
Yep.
Or he worked really
No,
hard at it.
born
I'm
with
sure
it.
he did. But
No.
look,
I'm going
sure
to
he
say
did.
it right now. I honestly believe I worked very, very hard.
I
Yes.
believe you did, Dave.
But I
Yeah,
also
fuck
believe
yeah.
The truth of the matter is that I don't know how genes work into it.
Jeans?
Just wondered.
But my father was absolutely and this is just from accounts from his peers that I've heard from over the years before they passed away or my dad passed away, is that my dad was an absolute natural at anything from fiddle to banjo to guitar.
Oh, wow.
He was born and raised in West Virginia and was big in...
So it is in the jeans.
You're wearing jeans?
He was big in...
it's in your jeans.
I bet they're tight.
The
Empty pockets.
What the hell is the music? Bluegrass.
Bluegrass.
He was big in bluegrass.
Hold on.
But
do you play any other instrument? Mandolin or anything?
Well, when I was 14, I picked up the banjo because my dad had it around the house, and I started learning.
Hard to play.
I got to the point that I could actually play Foggy Mountain Breakdown. And I kind of stopped because I started watching.
Yeehaw?
Yeehaw. No, exactly. Once I started playing banjo, and then I started to try to realize how I can't keep up with what Roy Clark is doing every week in the show. I was just lucky enough to say I was able to play Foggy Mountain Breakdown for that little while. I just gave up. And then when I found guitar, I initially found it as an acoustic guitar player, playing D chord, C chord, G chord, A chord, E chord. And then later, when I became 15 years old, some guys in my town said, "We need somebody to play guitar, and we understand that you have some background in guitar. Would you play?" And I said, "Well, what are you going to play?" And they said, "Well, why don't you come and we'll just play My Sharona." And I was like, "That seems pretty easy."
New Wave. The song that started New Wave.
And that's what pulled me in. And then after that, it was Highway to Hell, and then we got into
it's over.
we got into Van Halen.
Now you're playing all that devil shit, boy. I was fucking raised in West Virginia.
Yeah, Highway to Hell and Running with the Devil. Those two were probably 3 weeks away from one another.
You, the God, has got a mark on your soul now, boy, and them strings have been manipulating the evil sounds, man.
I'm going to the crossroads, and I guarantee it.
Guarantee.
So in this office building, these two people are talking.
Here we go.
Mike
jokes. They're talking at the water cooler, right? Right. The guy says to the girl, he says, goes over and he sniffs. He's like, "Oh man, your hair smells terrific." She goes, "Oh." And she runs off to HR and goes, "This man went and said my hair smells terrific." He says, "So what's the big deal?"
Sexual harassment.
He's 3'7".
So she had a bush down there.
If I was his representative, if I was his representative, I would say, "So you have a bias against short people?"
You're racist.
You got something against short people?
I'm already burning it out.
Oh yeah.
And superstar.
Everybody. Dave's headphones. He's deaf now, and I feel very.
It's always a pleasure when Dave comes around the house.
I don't hear myself.
Here we go.
Cold weather. Tony, it's always a pleasure when
Thanks
Dave
for
comes to
having
the house.
Dave here tonight.
It's always a pleasure when Dave's in the
Brings
house.
the wine, brings the
dude.
food, we break bread. Hey, you know what? We learned a lot tonight. Mike, we learned a lot from Dave tonight. Mark's right up his alley.
You see me on the movie screen. You know everything there is to know about me.
I'm your late night fantasy.
Hit that point.
Think I don't hear you calling from the shadows of the 14th row. 'Cause I was the same as you had just a few short years ago, and that's why I know.
Joining us, you're still with us.
Thank you.
We will have a great man. Chicken Parmesan.
Awesome.
From Rayos.
Happy New Year and happy season 3, episode 1.
Yes.
Season 3, episode 1.
Please hit the button.
A new season.
Yes, that's new season with Dave Rhodes.
Yeah, what a great time. It's always a great time.
Dave brings always the happiness.
New season with Dave Rhodes? You mean he's going to be on all the time?
Yes. As long as he brings the wine and the food, we're good.
As long as he cooks the damn food.
We're going to hire him.
We're still negotiating my contract to see if I can get to
Don't
cook
worry.
as many times as I need to.
That's right. No, you're not going to do that.
We're going to give you an offer you can't refuse, kid. We're going to put you in the
But
trunk.
getting in the trunk will have to be one of
Get
those
the bag of bus, Dave.
Dude, what a great way to close out. You're right. Great song to close out.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Dave. It's always a pleasure seeing you.
Thank you for having me.
Peace, love, and happiness with Dave Rhodes.
Even if Tony didn't do his Julia Child.
I'm grateful to be.
Click like, subscribe.
Dave's part of the gang.
I'm grateful to be an honorary member of the house.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I'm going to do a
Dave's family.
Chrissy Casserole.
Wow.
What would you like to know that's about Chrissy?
Thank you guys. Thank you everybody.
Peace, love, and happy at the house.
Next week, alien invasion.
All right, you guys. Hey, let's do a bow. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that was my ear.
That's Dave's ear. He needs that ear.
I can't believe that's how loud
Peace.
those headphones are. Why is it so loud?
I don't know.
I'm telling you, man.
You want to
my
hurt
shit
his
was
ears.
very loud.
Dude, what the fuck?
I can't hear
it
a
was
damn
in my
thing.
headphones.
I can't hear
I didn't want to say anything because I was thinking to myself, if I say anything, I might end up being as low as Chrissy in the microphone.